Hi there. For our video today, we are going to be reviewing point of view. We went over this yesterday. Remember, point of view. Someone's point of view is the way he or she sees things happening. So ask yourself the question, who tells the story? Is it first person point of view or is it third person point of view? So, first person point of view, hold up one finger. A person who is in the book is telling it. So we look for words like I, me, my. Okay, so do this with me. First person point of view is a character in the book. Who are they? A character in the book. We look for words like I, copy me, I, me, and my. Okay? So look at this little picture right here. It's a character in the book for first person. All right, third person point of view. Hold up a 3. A person who is not in the book. The person is not in the book, okay? So look for words like he, she, they, okay? Whoever is telling the story, they're not a character in the story. So remember, point of view is describes how readers experience a story. So we either notice that the character is in the story, and that's first person. So if the character is in the story and telling the story, that's first person. Or if it's an outside person telling the story, that's third. Remember, narrator is a person who tells the story. So who is a narrator? The person who tells the story. Okay? So what I'd like to do is actually look at a little a book and try to figure out, actually look at a couple different books and try to figure out, is this first person or is this third person point of view? Let's go ahead and do that. Remember, we're trying to figure out, is this first person or third person point of view, okay? So.
Children make terrible pets. Squeak! One morning, Lucy was practicing her twirls.
Okay, so whoever's telling the story right now is saying Lucy was practicing her twirls. So this is the character Lucy. Now we need to figure out, is Lucy telling the story? Yes or no? Let's keep listening.
La 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 la. When she noticed she was being watched.
The word she, that's a good clue that this story might be third person. Remember, he, she, they is third person point of view. Let's keep listening, see if we hear any more clues.
Hello? Who's there? I can smell you behind those bushes, so just come on out. Squeak! When her secret admirer scurried.
Her. Okay, that's another good clue that this story is third person. So far from what we can tell in the story, do you think this story might be first person point of view? Do you think Lucy is telling her own story? I don't think so. I don't really hear the word me, my, or I. I know we just heard the word I a minute ago, but we've mostly been hearing about Lucy and different things that are happening to her. We heard the word she and her, and I keep referring to Lucy. So whoever is telling this story, Children Make Terrible Pets, is not in the story, are they? No. So this is an example of third person point of view. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find another book and see if we can't figure out what it is. All right, this story here is called My Garden. We're going to look for words for first person point of view. Remember, first person, whoever is telling the story, they're a character in the story. And we look for words like I, me, my for first person point of view. Third person point of view, whoever is telling the story is not a character in the story. They're outside the story. And we look for words like he, she, they. Okay, let's listen.
My mother has a garden.
My is a good clue word for first person, remember? My.
I'm her helper.
I'm, that is a contraction for I am. Another clue word.
I water.
Another clue. Let's skip ahead.
Buttons. And umbrellas. And rusty old keys. And the carrot bed.
Here we go.
I take one seashell from the shelf in my room.
I take one seashell from the shelf in my room. Right there. There's two words that are good clues that this story is what? First person point of view, right? So who is telling this story? Is it a character in the story? Yes, it's the little girl. She's telling, I know we just skipped through the story, but just from the little bits that we saw, the little girl's talking about her garden. It's even titled My Garden. The little girl's talking about her gardens. She's the one who's telling the story. And since she is telling a story, she's a character in the story. This makes it first person point of view. We heard the words I, me, and my. Okay? So that's just a little example of third person point of view story and a first person point of view. You have to pay attention to the way the story is being told. Does it sound like someone's outside the story? If it is, we know that's third person. If it sounds like they're in the story, like in this story right here, it's first person. Let's go ahead and look at our poster real quick. All right. So first person point of view, a person who is in the book is telling it. So look for the words I, me, and my. And I know I keep going over this. I just really want you to remember these words. And then third person point of view, a person who is not in the book is telling it. See? Not in the book. Look for the words like he, she, and they. All right? Let's quickly go over realistic fiction. Realistic fiction is stories that are made up but could happen in real life. So look for characters that act and behave like real people, animals that act and behave like real animals, setting. A setting that you could actually see in today's world. School, the beach, a park, your home, outdoors, recess at a park. Events. Think of different events that could actually really happen, like checking out a book from a library, going to the dentist, taking a walk in a park with your family. Those are really things that could happen, okay? So that's realistic fiction. The books we'll be reading this week are all examples of realistic fiction. The characters, the people, and the animals behave like real people and animals. And the settings, usually outdoors or out of school, all the settings we've been reading about this week, those are good examples of realistic fiction settings because we could see them in today's world. And right here, the big one, events. All the different events that we've been reading in these stories, they all seem like they could really happen. There's not been one time where it's like, that doesn't seem like that could happen. Yes, it's made up, but it could actually happen, okay? So that's realistic fiction. Stories that are made up, but could happen in real life. I hope you enjoyed today's little review over point of view, first person. I, me, my. Character is in the story. Third person is he, she, they. They're out of the book. And then realistic fiction, stories that are made up but could actually happen in real life.